Fed speakers continue jawboning next week, and lots of CPI info coming. You're listening to the Arbitrage Trade Weekend News, and I'm your host, Darin Harper, bringing you 3 things you need to know for the weekend and 2 interviews. Those 2 interviews are Unplugged to Recharge and Mayday. Mayday. Also, check out our winner and loser this week in the market. The 10-year stays around 4.5, and WTI crude is just a little over the $78 we were at last week. And here's the 3 things. May's reading of the survey from the University of Michigan, Consumer Sentiment, fell way down to 67% from 77% in April. Almost a 13% fall. Consumers expect an uptick in inflation as well. Just throw this in with all the numbers that don't quite match up as the market continues to pump. Evidently, there are particles of H5N1 in about 20% of retail milk samples, otherwise known as the bird flu. And this is here we go again, or relatively harmless. Either way, HHS will give $101 million to the FDA and CDC, and the USDA gets the remaining amount, $200 million in all. Wonder how many jobs, again governmental, will come from this government gift. Government is already one of the main reasons for the job gains we've seen. And here are the bigs for next week. Sunday, it's Kiss Your Mama Day, because it is Mother's Day. And Monday, it's International PMO Day. There's actual day for that. And I had to look it up. It's Project Management Office Day. I don't know. Tuesday is German CPI, US PPI, and Powell speaks. And then Wednesday, it's Peace Officer Memorial Day. Here's a good one. It's part of National Police Week. So please tell your policemen that you appreciate their service. Hug an officer. Also, holiday in Hong Kong for Buddha's birthday, and South Korea for Versac Day. U.S. Core CPI also releases the U.S. retail sales and U.S. crude oil inventories. And then Fed's Bowman speaks. And then it's Japan GDP. Thursday, it's Global Accessibility Awareness Day, just in case you didn't know. And that's basically talking about accessibility to digital content for all. It's also initial jobless claims, which is where the Fed narrative has been lately. The Philly Fed Manufacturing Index is out as well. Friday, it's International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, and Transphobia, and then the Eurozone releases its CPI numbers. Trade while you sleep across time zones with Arbitrage Trade Assist. Sign up today at arbitragetrade.com. Arbitrage Trade is your trusted source for business, finance, and tech info.
I had a pretty normal mom life. Everything was pretty good, and it was a very happy life.
And we just had a new baby. And then all of a sudden, within a day or 2, she's on life support and fighting for her life.
They told me my only chance was a heart transplant.
And the American Heart Association helped make that possible. Their research helped save me.
The American Heart Association funds research that leads to medical breakthroughs, trains people in CPR, and certifies hospitals to provide the best care for people who've had a heart attack or stroke.
I am very thankful for the American Heart Association.
One simple act today can save your life or the life of a loved one.
Heart disease is the #1 killer in America. To learn more about how the American Heart Association is saving lives, go to helpheart.org.
Hi, Caroline.
Hello, Darin.
How are you doing? It is Saturday/Friday.
Yes, it is.
Or Friday/Saturday, whichever way you want to look at it.
Either way, it's a good day.
That is right. And it is Mental Awareness Month, I believe.
Yes, Mental Health Awareness Month.
So we're going to focus, at least you are going to focus a lot on how we can renew ourselves and be better. And it's a growth month, which actually Royce and I did a blog talk yesterday about May being a renewal month.
Yes.
And that the base of where it all comes from, some of it is growth and renewal and springtime, although it's summer here in Memphis.
Right, already.
For sure. But yours is specifically on digital detox. And man, I tell you, we need to open up some digital detox centers, I think, and have support groups and all that good stuff to get people out of their phones. But go ahead and just give us a little bit about what you're talking about this week.
So just kind of a digital detox in general, just kind of a period of time. You don't have to do, say forever. Just even start with a week. you can, and just kind of try to, some people say refrain totally, but in today you can't totally refrain from using, your computer and things like that at work. But just to kind of take a break from even your phones or tablets or something on the side. One of the schools I taught at kind of did this. They didn't call it a digital detox, but they had 1 week where they challenged students not to get on social media for a full week.
I'd like to know what they called their teachers and parents that week.
Right. Well, and this is more than 10 years ago. So,
Yeah.
I mean, social media has really exploded since
sure,
then. So
sure.
it would be a different beast
Yeah.
today. But it was really interesting, because as a society, we generally always have our phones around us.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're on a Zoom call and we're answering a text. Or we're watching something on TV and you have your tablet there and you're scrolling through shopping for something. It's hard to do just one thing nowadays. And so that's kind of what the digital detox is, just trying to take a pause, take a break, focus on one thing at a time.
Yep. Well, I have an Android, and so I don't know how Apple works because
I'm Android
I'm
with
one
you.
of those. Good.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Yay.
we have a friend.
We're the few, the proud. People will disagree with us. But on my phone, of course, that's that bottom left thing. You can go back and forth between tabs.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go right from Facebook to Twitter to anything else. And, of course, we encourage you to do that, just not all the time, especially if you're listening to this show. Just make sure that you shorten it to a healthy amount.
Yes.
And I remember I was at a appointment, and it was a therapist actually that was talking about how bad it is, and they challenge people to look at how much time they spend because it keeps up with it on the phone.
Yes.
And I think nobody wants to actually push those buttons to see
painful.
how much the truth, or they can't handle the truth, right?
Right.
Because I wonder how many relationships have actually ended because of the phone.
Yeah.
It's not another person anymore. It's like the phone.
Yeah, you get together for the holidays with your family and everyone's sitting in the same room and everybody's on their phone. Nobody's talking with each other.
And we've lost a lot of skills, of communication skills.
Absolutely.
And we wonder what the heck's going on with our society and lack of relationships. I mean, there's a lot of things, but that's one of them. I mean, it's replaced people. And,
Right.
and everybody gets their validation from it, right? From, I think you wrote about, the likes and follows, and
Right.
people are just, okay, I'm a better person. I have more likes and follows.
And every time
people
it dings,
like me.
you get a little dopamine hit. I mean, it's
Right.
There's stuff behind that, but
it's their
not always
psychologist
healthy.
almost. Yeah, it's their therapist, I should say.
Yeah.
It's how people react to what they say and do. So, so you said, like you said, dopamine. That's what it is, which is, I mean, we could really go out on a limb and say addiction.
Right. Well, and some of the algorithms behind, especially what some of social media does, is built to be addictive because they want to keep you there.
Of course. Yeah, you keep coming back so that you'll maybe spend a little money too to
And see those ads.
succeed on the they get money from the ads, and then if those pay to play type games.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I'll buy a few more coins or whatever to give me that big screen that has the confetti coming out.
Right. Congratulations.
That's right. Not that we would ever do that here. But
Never.
We might be looking at some gamification just to make it more fun. I think one of the biggest things also, especially for what I've seen happen in people around me, and I'll admit a little bit myself, because I mean, it used to be we'd listen to radio and watch TV, right? I mean, but now you can listen to the radio and watch TV, sometimes even on your watch, but I mean, talk about the phone especially.
Right.
And people do that, and it's right up in their face. And I see people's eyesight getting worse and worse. I see people's postures getting worse and worse. Yes.
Yep,
There's-
the
there's-
hunch over.
Yes, it's the whole thing about when they talk about we have evolved from apes, but that's a whole nother thing. But you see that little chart where it's people slowly go up, right?
Yep. And now we're
And
starting to
now
I've
we're
seen
going
it.
down because of the phones.
Well, and even as a teacher, by having so many things going on at once, you don't have to truly focus on any one thing for a long period of time. So it's affecting our attention spans as well.
It is. And I tell you, seriously, I mean, I don't know what's going to intervene. Maybe it's when they start wearing the headsets. So maybe people will be walking upright better.
Right? Because
Who knows? I don't know. We do need help with this. This is a great blog. Do you have anything else to add to this?
Just go check out the blog. I've got a few tips of some small ways you can start so it doesn't feel like a massive undertaking. Just a couple things you can do. Just try something for a week and see if it helps you.
There you go. There you go. Well, thanks, Caroline. Hopefully we all can get a little healthier here. Not run into polls and stuff, looking at our phones, and just put those phones down just for a little bit and see how it goes, and see if your life gets a little better.
And just be present in the moment.
Yes, be present with other people.
Yes.
Thanks, Caroline.
All right, thanks. Have a good weekend.
Every family has their challenges, their issues, their baggage. You can't always see it.
I haven't slept in months. I have one that won't sleep and one that won't stay in bed.
We sometimes try to hide it.
My son is so disrespectful. I can't relate to him anymore.
And eventually, it gets out of control.
We know she's vaping, drinking, her grades are slipping. She stays out all night.
But we don't have to face these challenges alone. Visit boystown.org/parenting for valuable guides, downloadable parenting tools, and expert advice. If you need immediate help, call the trained counselors at the Boys Town National Hotline. Whether the baggage is big or small, Boys Town can help lighten the load so you can get back to the things that matter. For any age, any stage, Boys Town.
Welcome, Royce.
Welcome, Darin.
Oh, you forgot my name already.
I was going to call you Darius, but
Darin. That's another dude down the hall.
And then Daniel.
And Daniel.
Or Duncan.
One of the D's.
Oh, wasn't that great? That was wonderful.
Oh, wow.
That cut him off guard.
Who is this other dude you're talking about that doesn't work here?
Dimitri?
Yeah, okay. No, I think you said something else. All right. May I ask you a question?
Yes, you may, but don't call me mother.
Okay. Mama, I killed a man. All right. Mayday was the name of your
Yes. It was
blog.
actually Mayday. Mayday.
I saw it. I was like, did he leave out the day on the second one on purpose?
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll get to that then. I will do my quote first, by the way.
Please do.
Yes, thank you. It's my show. No, I'm just kidding.
Dang. All right. We're going to have to turn off the lights.
Could be my last one, but hey. My quote is from Emily Bronte, which I'm sure Yes, you're well aware of her.
Mm-hmm.
May is the month of expectation, the month of wishes, the month of hope.
Yes.
That's so nice.
Refreshing. So refreshing.
Lately in the market, I think it's the month of hype. But we'll just
it's right before everyone goes on holiday.
Yes.
And vacation, depending on which part of the world you're in.
Yes.
Right.
True, and we're going to get to that because it's different in different parts of the world. So
yes.
Let's talk about mythology and the Romans. Why don't we?
I've heard of Gaia. You've heard of Maya, right?
I heard of Gaia and Maya. Yes, but. Because I did like mythology in high school, but it's been so long, I've forgotten. That's how old my butt is. So,
yeah. Ask Mercury. He can tell you about his mom.
Mercury, yes. Mercury's there too. So let's piece all that together. So Maya was the Roman goddess of
fertility and growth, rebirth and renewal.
Nice. And then Mercury was, you said?
Her son. He was over commerce and travel and finance.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we can throw in the hype part now.
Yeah, exactly.
For the Mercury.
See?
I had no idea those would ever connect in this. Okay. But it did. So the Mayan? No.
Hold on.
Maya.
I'm like, we're going, we just jumped continents.
It's been a long week, Royce. It's been a long
I don't even know.
So evidently, back then, it was basically, like you said, rebirth, fertility,
renewal.
Just spring in general.
Spring. Like it's the first day of spring, it's welcoming spring.
Sure. And then it's celebrated internationally more like a birth of spring.
Yes. So like with the May crowning and the crowning of the May queen and yeah, all that.
But if you look at Memphis, it's like that should be March because
right?
Because the temperature just doesn't match up with spring.
But I think some French guy got a little excited and started yelling Mayday, Mayday, and now it means something completely different.
So right, Mayday, Mayday. When someone yells out, it's a stress.
Yeah.
It's like basically stop everything you're doing. Nobody else talk. it's shut up, basically. I got something to say, and nobody else needs to interrupt this, right?
Yep.
Mayday, mayday.
Primarily used in aviation.
There you
go. It was first used in like 1920s.
Okay.
But now basically anyone, if they hear a mayday, mayday, literally everyone radio silence, and then they hear to see what the coordinates or where they are, because typically when you're calling out a mayday, you're somewhere and you need help at that point, at that location immediately.
Okay, so that's interesting. It's aviation specific then?
It was
not
first
used
used
anywhere.
there.
Okay, first used there.
First used there, but you can, on the radio, like if you got the walkie-talkies and you're like, mayday, mayday, hey, I'm getting robbed at 7th and Times Square.
Well, that's what I was like. I wonder if there's but I think that kind of clears it up, the aviation part, because I was like, okay, so SOS versus Mayday. What's the differences, the nuances,
souls.
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's actually naval, right? So SOS basically
air and
because they were using Morse code.
There you go.
Right. That's an SOS.
Okay.
And that's how the subs and everybody communicated on ship.
So since you're on the radio, just say Mayday. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. For air. Oh, that clears that up then.
May.
So
I hope that it may.
May. So I wanted to throw in the fact that if it's you said Mater, there was a
Midi.
It's midi. Midi. That sounds very French.
It is, but that's why you say it 3 times to basically make sure that they understand that you're crying for help. It's literally the French word for help me.
Okay. Because I for some reason I wanted to make a joke about Darth Mater, and it's just a bad situation, and we just had may the 4th be with you, and I was trying to tie everything in somehow, but
see that the Emperor is not as forgiving as
puzzle pieces won't fit. There you go. Do your thing. You can definitely. He not only is a CEO, but he does impressions very well, folks.
Yes, Mufasa.
Mufasa. We won't start singing either.
Hakuna Matata.
It's gonna be May. Yes. All right.
It's gonna be. Oh no, Timberlake. Well, this is Memphis. This is Memphis.
It's Memphis, and he's Millington, which is Memphis. Yes. All right, Royce. We've had enough fun with the month of May, and will we look forward to a June statement on? Is that Junus?
Oh no,
Janus?
no, but just an ironic.
It's a planet thing, isn't it?
June.
No?
Well,
I don't know.
No.
I have to wait for you to tell me. So we'll look forward to that. We'll look forward to that in June, possibly. And I really appreciate you coming by and educating us on the Greek and Roman mythologies and how it connects to May.
Hey, anytime, and just think, in June, it's going to be talking about weddings and brides and June bride. Everyone wants to be a June bride.
Oh, boy. I'm not in a hurry. All right.
But not a fertile myrtle.
That's right.
In May.
In May. Be fertile now and get married and...
No, that's never a good scene.
Oh, that's not it. Okay.
That is never a good scene.
All right.
That doesn't look good on you.
Thanks again, Royce.
Oh, you're welcome, Darin.
We'll talk to you next week.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here.
I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy. You know what? We should make an emergency communication plan. That way we're ready this year. At my dorm, we have emergency kits for earthquakes and wildfires, but I'm sure there's something more local I can send you with a link.
Okay, smart.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Winners and losers this week in the markets. Our big loser is Double Verify Holdings, symbol DV. It's headquartered in New York, and they provide a software platform for digital media measurement and data analytics in the U.S. and internationally. The company provides solutions to advertisers that enable advertisers to increase the effectiveness and quality and return on their digital advertising investments. DV started the week at $30.66, but after earnings on Tuesday, which says lower 2024 revenue estimates are expected, and reports of an officer of the company selling shares, it dropped all the way down to $17.74 Wednesday. 52-week high of $43 and a low, which it just reached, of $17.74. The winner is Novavax Inc., that's NVAX. They're headquartered in Maryland, and they are a biotechnology company which engage in the discovery, development, and commercialization of recombinant vaccines. They opened the week at $4.92, and after announcing a co-exclusive licensing agreement with Sanofi to commercialize its COVID vaccine, it shot up to as high as $11. Its 52-week high was, in fact, at $11, and the 52-week low is $3.53. Visit arbitragetrade.com and learn about Pips, our AI bot, who lets you stop watching and start living. We are not financial advisors, but we do provide an AI bot algorithm service. Thank you for joining us today for another edition of Arbitrage Weekend News. Log into arbitragetrade.com to read our wide variety of blogs and educate yourself on Trade Assist and Forex trading, or even how to make passive money with our Trade Assist Affiliate Marketer program. You can even get to know our cute little AI bot called Pips. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is a privately held research company. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is solely responsible for the preparation and distribution of the contents of this podcast. The opinions offered in this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not intended to function as investment advice. Seek a duly licensed professional for investment advice. For more information about the informational research and services offered by Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC, please visit arbitragetrade.com.